Oh, that was my toss. Another Benghazi bombshell. Senator Lindsey Graham saying the administration telling survivors of the attack to keep quiet. So is the White House silencing stories that could bring us more answers on this attack, which has so many question marks to this day? Let's ask Pete Hegseth, the CEO of Concerned Veterans for America, fought in Afghanistan and Iraq. Pete, does it bother you, this story that Senator Graham brought up?
Sure it does. I mean, if formally or informally the White House is suggesting that these survivors shouldn't be talking, that's a problem. You know, what Senator Graham understands, and no one's been to Iraq and Afghanistan to visit as a senator or congressman more than Senator Graham, because he understands that on-the-ground perspective, face-to-face, talking to those who are actually dealing with a situation, cuts through a lot of the BS and misinformation, confusion. So hearing from survivors is going to add details that we might be missing at this point.
But here's what bothers me, Pete. If I went up to you as a member of the White House or a liaison for the White House and said, hey, I heard about that attack. I know you were there. I know you were wounded. Don't say a word. You'd still come forward. What military person who's used to telling the truth and trained that way would be intimidated by the White House?
Yeah, you would think so. Although, you know, I don't know. You never know. The media environment is vast. What repercussions will come? What if I do have a government job and I lose it because of it? You never really know. And unfortunately, I don't know what we're going to get. I mean, we've heard a lot about what's happened in Benghazi before, during, and after, not heeding warnings, not reacting quick enough, covering it up afterwards. You'd think we'd get some more details, but you never know with some of these survivors. Maybe they feel like the story's already out there. I'm not sure.
Pete, everyone has a different perspective of the Iraq war, but yours is so valuable because you fought in it. What's your thoughts 10 years since it started?
It's almost hard to fathom. 10 years since the war kicked off. You know what? I'm proud of what our generation of warriors accomplished, what we fought for. Everything that the over 4,400 that gave their lives on that sacred ground, and thousands more that were wounded in pursuit of that mission. I'm proud of what we did over there. I'm proud of coming home and fighting for the surge, of fighting for the will of the American people to finish the job. I wish we'd finished it in a more proper fashion, per se, but I honor what these vets have done, and we're thanking them every day.
And what do you say to people who say it was not worth it?
I tell them they're wrong. Tell that to those that went over there with their men, fought a vicious enemy for our own safety, fought al-Qaeda in Iraq after they came in there, and brought a war back from the brink, and really proved that Americans do have the resolve, do have the will to win, and it's embodied in the troops that have done it. That's why our organization is thanking Iraq vets today. You can go to concernedveteransforamerica.org and thank an Iraq war veteran today.
And Pete, just to finish up our conversation where we started, with Benghazi, you're not even that concerned. Why you don't think it's that important to get the purview of the survivors?
No, it's not that I don't think it's important. I think we should get that on-the-ground perspective. I don't think at this point we're probably going to get a whole lot different than we already know. We know they didn't heed the warnings. We know the folks at the annex and at the consulate knew that there was an attack likely coming. White House didn't do anything about it. And then when they were attacked, there was no real rapid response that happened. We know that all happened. I think the survivors would provide additional details, which are important. We should hear from them. I just don't know how much it's going to change from this administration that's good at stonewalling.
I would like to know if the rescue was called off. Because, as you know,
that's a big one.
There were a lot of guys there, a lot of people believe who study this stuff like you, who believe that the survivors there thought if they could hold on long enough, the help was on its way. Was it?
That's right.
It stopped?
That is a very important detail and a pointed question that needs to be asked of people on the ground. I think Senator Graham understands that.
All right. Pete Hegseth, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. 27 minutes now after the